Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. You grab your phone, you open YouTube, nothing happens. You try Instagram, nothing. TikTok, gone. Google, gone. Everything that needs the internet simply stops working. At first, this might not sound like the end of the world. In fact, some people would probably celebrate. No notifications, no emails, no doom scrolling, no arguments with strangers online. For a few minutes, it might actually feel peaceful, but then reality would start kicking in. Because the internet is no longer just a place where people watch cat videos. It has quietly become one of the most important systems on Earth. And if it disappeared for just one day, the consequences would be far stranger than most people realize. Let's start with the obvious. Communication would break almost instantly. Messaging apps would stop working, social media would disappear, video calls would end, millions of people would suddenly lose contact with friends, co-workers, customers, and family members. At first, many would assume it was just another outage. Maybe the Wi-Fi is broken, maybe the phone company is having problems, maybe restarting the router will fix everything. But after an hour or two, people would realize something much bigger is happening. The internet is gone. Everywhere. And that's when the panic would begin. Businesses around the world would immediately start running into problems. Many companies store their files in the cloud. No internet means no access. Employees might show up to work and discover they can't open important documents. Meetings disappear, schedules disappear, entire workflows stop functioning, and there are online stores. Amazon, eBay, Shopify stores, food delivery apps, millions of transactions would simply stop. For 24 hours, huge portions of the global economy would be frozen. But things get even stranger when money enters the picture. Most people don't carry much cash anymore. Many rely entirely on digital payments, credit cards, banking apps, online transfers. Modern banking systems constantly communicate through internet-connected networks. Without the internet, many payments would fail. Some stores would only accept cash. Others might close temporarily. People would suddenly discover how dependent they have become on systems they never think about. And then there are the things that most people completely forget about. Traffic lights, airports, shipping companies, factories, power grids, hospitals. Not all of this would instantly shut down. Many have backup systems, but countless processes rely on internet connectivity somewhere in the chain. Delays would spread everywhere. Flights would be cancelled, packages would be delayed, customer service departments would descend into chaos. And yet, the world would not collapse. This is where many people get surprised, because while the internet is incredibly important, modern societies are designed with backups. Hospitals have emergency procedures, power companies have contingency plans, governments prepare for communication failures. Critical infrastructure is generally far more resilient than social media would have you believe. The average person would probably be annoyed. Businesses would lose huge amounts of money, but civilization itself would survive. Then something unexpected might happen. People would start talking to each other, seriously. Without endless scrolling, many people would suddenly have free time. Neighbors might meet neighbors, families might spend more time together, parks could become busier, board games might make a temporary comeback. For one strange day, the world could become slightly more offline. Some people might even enjoy it, at least for a few hours. Of course, by the second day, most people would be desperate to get the internet back, because despite all its problems, the internet is one of the greatest inventions in human history. It allows billions of people to communicate instantly. It gives access to nearly unlimited information. It powers businesses, education, healthcare, science, entertainment, and much more. The modern world is built on top of it. And that leads to a fascinating realization. The internet feels invisible. You can't touch it, you can't see most of it, yet it influences almost every part of your daily life. Which means the real question isn't what would happen if the internet disappeared for 24 hours. The real question is, how did we become so dependent on something we almost never think about? Maybe that's the strangest part of all. The internet is so important that we only truly notice it when it's gone. So if the internet disappeared tomorrow, humanity would survive. The world would keep spinning. But for one very weird day, almost everyone would suddenly realize just how connected we really are.